Okay, 10 hours on the clock, and I'm going to build as much as I possibly can in my Minecraft city while stir. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. In hour 1, I started by building up a road and a cliffside with a well-lit brush, to break up the beach and add something a bit more interesting to the landscape. I started with the first building off of this, which I kind of messed up with as I got rid of it midway through, which is not ideal when you're working with a limited timescale. After this, I moved the highway ramp from the main road to the smaller road, and built up the first actual buildings, and shamelessly cloned a couple builds to make the process a little bit quicker. I decided to add in a more modern twist to my next builds, as the inspiration for the city is London, which has a similar vibe to it with many styles of architecture mixed in. I also added an extra clone building at the end and finished off the back and the roof of the build, turning this into one of my favourite builds in this part of the city so far. Now at this point, about halfway through hour 2, I don't know if it was just me, but the skyline started to look really lopsided with not a single taller building towards the east and the west being full of them, so I went about fixing this. I didn't go too crazy like I did in the last episode, as I didn't have that much time left, so I just settled with one slightly taller building, nothing crazy. I'll definitely even out the skyline in a future episode however. By now at hour 3, I was really getting annoyed with this unfinished empty area on the beach. There's nothing really significant to talk about here, just some seating and some shops, and I continued on with some little details to add some personality into the build. I decided to move the highway ramp back to where it originally was during hour 5, as I thought it looked a bit awkward there. I know, very time efficient. I built a building to cover up this area and then carried on, this time on the other streets. I was into hour 6 at this point, halfway through the challenge, and I had made some decent progress honestly. It's really just proof that you don't need to spend something crazy like 5,000 hours to build something decent. I carried on stretching the road through the coastline and to the train station, and then built up another building. I detailed the empty landscape, added a quay wall along the road, and added a couple docks. I built a yacht, which you've got to add plenty of to fill the area out. I cloned the boats a bunch of times off camera and the area was coming together pretty nicely. However, I decided to move on as there was plenty more I wanted to build, notably this plot of land here. At this point I kind of needed to speed up, as I had less than 3 hours left of the challenge and a lot of major buildings that I wanted to build. By this point I had barely half an hour left, and I knew that I might as well add some finishing touches to other parts of the city, and I know this is really random, but I decided to go pretty far down to add a parking garage to this space over here, because it was deeply infuriating me how empty it was. So yeah, this was a pretty random way to finish off the episode, but aside from that, I think we made solid progress to the city. I obviously didn't do this in one sitting as I do not have the attention span for that, but anyways, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time.